For the past few months, I've been using a Hall Effect keyboard, and honestly, it's completely changed how I think about keyboards as a whole. Most standard keyboards use mechanical switches. When you press a key, two metal contacts touch, and that sends the signal to your computer. It's simple, it works, and it's what most of us are used to. But Hall Effect keyboards work in a completely different way. Instead of metal contacts, they use magnets and sensors to detect how far a key is pressed. Each key has a tiny magnet, and underneath the switch, there's a sensor that measures the magnetic field. As the key moves closer, the sensor can detect the exact position of the key. That means that the keyboard always knows how far a key is pressed down, and that unlocks some really interesting features. One of the biggest ones is adjustable actuation. On a normal keyboard, the actuation point is fixed. The key activates at the same point every time on every switch. But with Hall Effect switches, you can choose exactly where that happens. If you want faster inputs for games, you can set the actuation point very high, so the key activates almost instantly. However, if you prefer more control while typing, you can move it deeper so you won't accidentally trigger keys. But it gets even more interesting with a feature called Rapid Trigger. Rapid Trigger removes the fixed reset point that normal keyboards have. Instead of waiting for the keys to move all the way back up before it can activate again, the keyboard constantly tracks the key's position. So, the moment you start releasing the key, it resets, and the moment you press it again, it activates. This allows for much faster repeated inputs, especially in games where quick movements matter. For example, when you're strafing left and right, the keyboard can instantly detect when you change direction. There's no delay waiting for the switch to reset, and because the keyboard is tracking the full motion of the key, some boards even let you assign multiple actions to different depths of a single press. Press the key lightly and one action happens. Press it all the way down and something else can trigger. It's a completely different way of thinking about keyboard's input. But what I find most interesting about Hall Effect keyboards isn't just the gaming features, it's the precision. Every key press is measured continuously, instead of just being on or off. That makes the keyboard feel incredibly responsive, because the input is tied directly to how the key moves. And while the technology has been around for a long time, it's only recently that keyboards have started using it in ways that really take advantage of that precision. After using a Hall Effect board for a while, it's actually kind of strange going back to a normal keyboard, because once you get used to keys that can detect their exact position, a simple on or off switch suddenly feels a lot less advanced.